Afternoon, 8th grade. We are going to continue on. Tomorrow when you come to me, we're going to do something fun to kind of show you why the formulas are the way they are. It's a little bit difficult on the video. Today is 129, and today what we're going to do is we're going to do the volume, and we're going to do it for cones and spheres. Okay, and I'm actually on, and make sure that you have a calculator ready. In fact, I was not ready, so let me go get one. All right, so when you have a cone and when you have a sphere, there is one commonality, which is they both have a circle somewhere within the three-dimensional figure. Okay, so, sorry. All right, so we know that a cone, sorry, let's do that. Oh, sorry, and we are still working on volume. All right, so a cone, obviously you might think of a birthday hat, you might think of an ice cream cone, but it does have a circular base, and it forms what we see as a cone, okay? Now you notice that we still have, getting my highlighter. This is the base, okay, right here. And it is a circle. And we will actually need something very, very important, which is the radius of the base, okay? And also, the big B still applies. But there's one magical difference between the cone and the cylinder, which we will explain tomorrow. But the formula that you see on your reference sheet is equal to, you still have the base times the height. But the one difference is you are going to multiply it by a third, and you'll see why tomorrow. Okay? So let's pretend that my radius is 6 inches, and then my height is actually going to be, let's say, 10 inches. Okay, so what we have, I'm going to go over and I'm going to find my base, and that equals pi, the formula for a circle, pi r squared. Pi is going to be 3.14, and then I have 6 squared. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that in my calculator, times 6 squared. So for the sake of just using an example, I'm going to go ahead and round that. If you notice, it was 113 and 4/100ths, and I'm just going to make that 113. So I did round that. So now what I need to do is substitute. It's similar to what we just did. Whoops, sorry. 1/3 times 113. And all I'm doing is I'm substituting my values into my original equation. And that's it. And now all I do is calculate. When your variable, because the volume is a variable, right? This is still an equation. I'm not going to do NSolve if my variable is already isolated. In other words, now I just do calculate. So it's 1/3, and I can go ahead and put that fraction if you like to do it this way. 1, 3, get out of my fraction, and I'm going to multiply that times 113 times 10. And menu, because remember when you have a fraction, I need to do menu to 1, which is, and if you notice, it's 376, but I'm going to keep my numbers easy. If I have a 6 here and I'm wanting to round to the ones, if this number is greater than 5, then I move this number up 1. So 377 inches cubed. Okay? Now remember, we went over this in class. When you're doing volume, this is the measurement unit. But if I'm working in area here, this would be area. Would have that too. Or the inches, sorry. Inches squared. I'll put it up that way. Okay? Remember, this is the area, of your base. Okay? Extremely important. All right. The other thing you can do, if you do not like fractions, anytime you have a 1 at the top of a fraction, you find your base times height, divide it by 3. Okay? All right, the next one is actually a sphere, and all the boys in the class can probably think of many, 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 many different spheres. It's a round object, a globe, a basketball, a soccer ball. You get the idea. All right, so what you have, imagine that circle, that ball, and then you have something that cuts that ball straight in half. And so I'm giving you an elliptical illusion, but it's actually a perfect circle. Okay? And so this is what your drawing may look like. Okay? And your radius is 12. All right? And we call this a sphere. So, formula of a volume of a sphere, and all of these are on your reference sheet. No need to memorize these. We just need to learn to recognize what we have and apply it. So your volume, this is a new one, is 4/3 pi r cubed. Whew. There is no need to find the area of the base. I have no big B here, do I? The only variable that you have is r, which is our radius. Did they give us our radius? Absolutely. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite my equation. Pi, and my radius is 12, and I'm going to cube it. Now all I have to do is put it in. I'm going to put that fraction and put the 4 on top, toggle down, put in my 3, get out of my fraction, place pi. I'm going to go ahead and use 3.14, 3 and 1400ths. And then I'm going to multiply times 12. Here's the difference. And so I'm hoping that you're really practicing learning all these keys. When you're raising something to the 3rd power, it's no longer a square. And so if you notice, there's a little, I like to look at, it kind of raises up the exponent. So if you notice, when I do that, I can put in any exponent I want. And remember that when you have 12 to the 3rd power, it's 12 times 12 times 12. It's not 12 times 3. But the beauty is, let the calculator do the work for you. So my answer, and if you'll notice, I have a decimal here. The 5, if it is 5 or greater, I can round to the place value directly to the left. So if I'm going to the 1's position, 1's place value, the 5 will make that 4 now a 5. So my answer is 7,235. And I believe, I didn't specify. Let's just say it was inches. And it's going to be inches cubed. Okay? So tomorrow when you come in, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of exploratory practice with these. I do want the whole concept behind all of these is learning to recognize your radius. These are not difficult. Okay, so this is a cone. I'm going to use this formula. If this is a cylinder, I'm going to use the cylinder formula that we did yesterday. Okay? All right. The only difference, I want to do this one, number 3, in the class together. Okay? Let's see. Okay. I don't want you to do these because we're going to do this when you come in with me. All I want you to do is just kind of practice all these, okay? And on the back, do not worry about number 10. We'll do that one together. You can try it. The others are really straightforward. So all you need is on the back, you're going to find the volume. So not too many problems. Good luck, and make sure you ask me any questions.